Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing amazing. So, welcome all of you at AriserTalent, and we had a discussion about the chapter number 2 of our physics, that is about the magnetic effect of the electric current. Now, we have seen that in the previous lecture about the electricity and in the magnetic effect of the electric current, we have just got an idea about the magnet and what are its types and the basic properties of the magnet we have. So, today we are going to discuss many more features of the magnet. So let's start with the chapter. But before the beginning of the chapter, just what you have to do, you have to subscribe our channel to get our all videos and get all the informative ideas about all the chapter. So all the detailed concept of all the chapter and you will get in our videos. So just subscribe our channel and get all the videos you are searching for. Now I'm starting here from magnetic effect of the electric current. We have seen about the two properties, that is the directional one and the attractive one. Now we have the two magnets, that is natural magnet and the artificial magnet. But what are the disadvantages of the natural magnet that we have a need to construct the artificial magnet? So let's discuss here. So we have basically two types of magnet. We have two types of magnet. And these two type of magnet we have are natural and artificial. This is the thing we have discussed in our previous lecture, that magnet are of two types. But there are some drawbacks or there are some conditions which cannot be satisfied with the natural magnets. That's why there will be a need to create the artificial magnet. Now, what happens in case of the natural magnet? You can see that all the atomic moments or all the atomic dipoles are oriented in the random direction. So, if I am going to talk about the natural magnet, here the alignment of atomic dipoles is like this. So, this is actually the alignments of the magnetic dipole or atomic dipole, you can say. So, it is the alignment of dipoles. It is actually the alignment of dipoles in case of the natural magnet if the magnet is occurring naturally. Now you can see that this alignment has been done in a random fashion. It means this orientation is random orientation, or I can say that the magnetic dipoles are randomly oriented in this picture. But if you are going to hammer a piece of iron, and if you are using a very good material or very good alloys for making the artificial magnet and start hammering the material, you can see that the magnetic dipoles will going to align them in a particular direction. So this is how the magnetic dipole picture gets changed in case of artificial magnets we have. So you can see that this is the alignment of magnetic dipoles in a linear manner. Or we can see that this alignment is in the systematic manner. So this is the case of the natural magnet we have, and we have designed the artificial magnet by using a good quality of the alloys to get the alignment like this. So this is the case of our artificial magnet we have. Now, in case of the natural magnet, we have two drawbacks here. In case of natural magnet, firstly, the dipoles are not correctly aligned, so the magnet is of the weak quality. So the weak quality magnet is not used for the purposes like industries and factories or for making any machinery parts. And this alignment will make it very poor in machinery parts. So this is actually our natural magnet, and we are having the two drawbacks here. One drawback here is that orientation is random. It means direction is not suitable, orientation is random, and that magnet is weak. So if the orientation is random, you cannot make the magnet of the desired shape you needed. So in this case, you will not get the desired shape. We will not achieve desired shape here. So this is the drawback with the natural magnet we have. Now look at the artificial magnet in this case. In this case, artificial magnet, you have seen that the magnetic dipoles are aligned in a systematic manner in a single direction. So this is our artificial magnet. Now, in case of the artificial magnet, you can see that the orientation is proper. Orientation is proper. If the orientation is proper, you can get a desired shape of the magnet, whatever you want. So we will get a desired shape of magnet. And if you are getting the desired shape of the magnet, we can see that we are making this magnet with the good quality of the alloys. So these are magnets which are very strong. It means these magnets are very strong. So this is what the actually difference between the natural and the artificial magnets you have. And you can see that with natural magnets, there are certain drawbacks here. These are the drawbacks here. So these drawbacks can be overcome by using artificial magnets. So just copy this from here so we can proceed to the next part of the chapter. The next thing is about the types of magnetic material we have. This is the type of magnet we have. Now we have types of magnetic material. So the next category is about types of magnetic material. Now, magnetic material is actually classified into the two categories, that is magnetic one and non-magnetic one. So the type of material we have, we can say that it is magnetic and non-magnetic. So instead of type of magnetic material, we can simply write the types of material we have. And these two types are magnetic and non-magnetic one. Now, the magnetic material are those material, again it is a very simple definition, which can attract the piece of the iron. So iron, cobalt, nickel, these are the materials which are magnetic in nature. And non-magnetic material are those which do not have a tendency to attract any piece of iron or any magnetic object. So this will be your paper, plastic, etc. These are the few general examples you have seen in your daily life. So basically, we have the two type of material here. One is magnetic and the other one is non-magnetic. So the magnetic materials are those which can attract the piece of iron. Which have the property of attraction. We can call them as a magnetic material, and we have a few examples here, and the examples in this case are iron, cobalt and nickel. And the second material we have is about non-magnetic one. So the second category is non-magnetic material, and these material do not have any property to attract any object. So, they do not have property of attraction. So, these will be termed as a non-magnetic material we have. In non-magnetic material, we have several examples like plastic, paper, wood. They do not going to attract any piece of iron. So, examples here are paper, plastic or wood. These are our non-magnetic materials. So, again, this is a very simple definition. Now, this is a basic part of the chapter we are discussing here. Now, we are using a term magnet again and again. We are also using the term that it will attract the piece of the iron. But what is the tendency that make it attracting, and what are the things that the magnet have due to which the attraction might be possible? So, this is actually due to the poles of the magnet we have. Now, what are the poles of the magnet? Let's see what are the poles of the magnet here. So, our next topic is about the poles of magnet. So, actually what happens here, when you align the magnet in a north-south direction, or when you simply suspend the magnet, it means the magnet is freely suspended. It always aligns itself in the north-south direction. This is a very common statement we are hearing again and again. But what are the poles of magnet? Suppose if you are using a magnet, then the point which direct towards the north, if the point is directing towards the north, it is known as the north seeking pole. And if the point is directed towards the south, it is known as the south seeking pole. So, we have basically two poles in the magnet. So, two poles of a magnet are north pole and south pole. So, what is north pole? North pole means if you suspend a magnet freely, or you will align the magnet, it will having a point. It means the point directing towards north. If a point is directing towards north, I can call this as a north seeking pole. It may be called as a north pole or the north seeking pole. So, we have this point known as north seeking point or north pole. If a point is directing towards the south, if we have a point which is directing towards south, if a point is directing towards south, I can call that this point will be termed as south seeking point or south pole. This will be termed as south seeking pole or south pole we have. Now, let us see the general example of the magnet here. So, for this what I have done, I have just taken a magnet here. Now, this is our magnet we have. This is the magnet we have and an iron piece is attached towards it. So, this will be our magnetic part, and if I am getting an iron piece towards it, you can see that it will attract the piece of the iron. So, this is a very simple activity you usually do when you are younger and you are kids. Now, what I am going to show you here, I have done an experiment for this. I have taken a magnet and you have seen that I have taken some iron fillings or the iron parts. Now, if I am going to broad this magnet close to these iron particles. You can see that these are the iron particles we have. You can take the iron fillings, iron nails, you can take anything you want. If I am going to brought this magnet near these iron fillings, you can see that these iron fillings will going to attract these magnets. These iron fillings will going to attract that magnet. Now, you can observe that this magnet is also having a north pole and south pole. So, the maximum part of the iron filling will stick to the corners only. You can see that the magnet is attracted very much to the corners only. It means in an entire magnet, only the corners have a tendency to attract the piece of the iron more frequently as compared to the center. It means we can say that the maximum possibility of the attraction or the center of attraction in a magnet is only the poles of the magnet, and poles are situated in the corners of the magnet we have. So, we can see that these iron fillings will going to stick only at the corners of the magnet we have. So, in this system, we have seen that maximum part is attracted only at the corners. Only at the corners of magnet. If maximum part is attracted only at the corners of the magnet, so I can say that the center of attraction in cases of the magnet are basically its north pole and south pole we have. So we can say that center of attraction in magnet is its north and south pole. So, this activity has concluded that the center of the attraction in the magnet is only north pole and south pole, and the magnets and the iron fillings will stick to the maximum in the corner part of the magnet. So, this is all about the poles of the magnet we have. Now, there is one more interesting thing about the poles of a magnet. If you are going to break any magnet, the magnet will not be broken into two parts. It means if you break the magnet, you will see that the poles will always exist in pairs. It means if I am breaking the magnet, it doesn't mean that north pole will be separated and the south pole will be separated. So now let's discuss about the breaking of the magnet. So you can copy it from here, so we can proceed to the next part. Now, this is all about the poles of a magnet. Now we can conclude that magnetic part is mostly found at the poles of the magnet. It means the center of attraction is the poles only. Now, we will see that magnetic poles always exist in pairs. Now, what I am doing, suppose I have any magnet. If I have any magnet and if I am going to hammer that magnet will be broken into two pieces. So, what I have simply done, just see here, I have taken a magnet here and I am going to break it into the two pieces. So, if I am going to break any piece of the magnet here, you can see that the magnet will break into the two pieces, but again you are getting the north pole and south pole on the another part of the magnet. It means the north and south of the magnet will never get separated. They will always going to exist in the pairs. So, it means, suppose I have a magnet here. This is our magnet. This magnet is having a north pole and this is having a south pole. Now, I am going to break this magnet. If I am going to break this magnet, we will get a two part of the magnet like this. that two parts of the magnet, again I will get the two parts, that is north and south, and again S and N. So this is the parts I will get here. Now again I am hammering the hammering the magnet, and I am again going to break this into the further more parts. So if I am going to break the magnet into further parts, what I will get here? So this is the further parts I am getting here. If I am getting these further parts, I can also mention here, this is north pole, this is south pole, this is south, this is north, south, and this is south and north. So it means this activity is concluding if you keep hammering the magnet, and if you are going to break the magnet into a large number of the pieces, you will see there that the magnetic poles will not going to be separated. Each time you will get the new poles again and again. This activity is showing that the magnetic poles always exist in pair. So it means if simply I have taken a magnet, this is the piece of magnet I have. This is our magnet, and if I am going to break this magnet, I am getting here two parts, this part and this part. Again I am going to break the magnet, then I am getting two parts from here and two parts from here. So you can see that magnetic poles are never separated, only magnet is broken into the pieces. So from this activity, finally we can conclude it that you cannot separate the magnetic poles. Magnetic poles always going to appear in pair. It means they cannot be separated at any time. So this is all about the magnetic poles we have. Now we will deal with many more topics in our next lecture. This lecture is over for today. Thank you so much and have a nice day.